Hey everyone, welcome to the Hobbystreakers, Season 2, Episode 11. Today, Liam is on 1,868 days, I am on 699. What are we talking about? We're talking about the Hobby Streak, which is doing 30 minutes of hobby every day for the longest streak possible. So, as you might have known, if you follow us a little bit, got surgery, doing fine, adjusting to life without a gallbladder. Still a little bit off, but getting there. So yeah, that went okay. And so today we are going to do with my co-host Liam. Hi Liam. Sorry.
It's me. Hello. I am also here. I have a silly hat on.
Yeah, I should put mine too. I have one. I actually won a ugly sweater contest at work. So, because I have a cow head with a string of lights with actual LED inside that flash.
What?
And it's super ugly, and I won the ugly sweatshirt contest. Woohoo! Today was how many candies in the jar?
Yep.
Yeah, I was way off. So this one didn't go well, but yeah. What are you painting today?
As people may have seen on my Insta and my Twitter while it's still there, is
well, everybody's saying blah blah blah, but it's still there, and it's been what, months almost, so it's not going anywhere.
I am painting a Lord Arcanum on Toralon, so I figured I would get started on the Lord Arcanum part of that today, because
Okay.
I've based most of the Toralon now, so it's just doing details and stuff on that, and I can't do details and hold a conversation, so I need to concentrate on the details.
Cool.
So we're doing that. We're going to see how well that works.
And I am painting a were-jackal.
Although my brain is starting to melt, so I might lose the hat.
Is it hot? I thought it was cold.
Warm.
I thought it was cold in the UK. Well, right now it is only -1 outside here, Celsius. And
yeah, there was like -8 on yesterday afternoon.
Yeah.
And then some rain came in and washed all the snow and ice away, and it's been like +12 today.
Holy schmoly. Yeah, no, it's nice today. And then on Thursday it's gonna be -30.
Oh boy.
And during the day it's gonna go super high. It's gonna go to -25 during the day. And they were saying wind chill between -40 and -48.
That sounds enjoyable.
Yeah. So we went, oh shit, when we saw this, because there is a wind chill warning. In Fahrenheit, by the way, that's -40 to -55 degrees Fahrenheit, which is -40, because -40 is -40. That's the only place they meet. And that's the only place that I know that we actually have one day that it actually is the same. We haven't had -40 in a long time. But yeah, so when we saw that on Thursday, the problem is when it gets to that low, we tend to lose power.
Ah.
So hopefully that won't happen. And we'll see, but we'll see, yeah. So yay, awesome. Yeah. Alright, I see that you have some shutout. I have been, well, so and I know so today it's kind of our end of year thing where we're gonna go over everything that we've done for the past year. But as far as what I've done for the past week, and this is kind of, we go back to what we've talked about, probably in episode 1. Because I was in bed, recovering from surgery, there was no way I was gonna sit at a desk, cause I could not just sit in a chair. Even in the couch, I like to basically be in bed. So I read rules. Because that's pretty much all I could do. Like, I could not... There was no way I was going to bring any paints or glue or anything like this in the bed, or my wife was going to fucking kill me. So, no.
It's fair.
So, no. So, the only thing I could do was basically just read. Honestly, the problem also with pain meds, not too sure what I read. So I will probably have to go back to it, because there's a bunch of like rule, and especially I was reading Infinity, not the original Infinity, which is, I believe, super like pretty complex, but I was reading the Infinity Code 1, which is kind of like Kill Team version of Infinity. So not too bad. As far as rules are concerned, not too detailed and blah blah blah, but... And I read the epilogue where they talk about the different faction, and I started reading some of the rules, and I watched a couple of videos of... I think the videos are better. As far as, dice rolling and all this, they explain a lot more, but yeah, it's difficult when you're in a painkiller days to
when you're off your tits.
Yeah, well, no, it wasn't that bad, because they didn't give me stuff, and first of all, I didn't take that much of it because I don't like painkillers. So I tend to not take as, like, I was switching between the whatever tramadol they gave me and just basic like Tylenol, like basic stuff, and it's kind of where I was. Like, I was trying to go between one and the other. If I could really not standing, I would take the other one, but like 10 minutes after I was sleeping, so I was like, yeah, not really useful, so. But yeah. So if you are in a situation where there's really nothing you can do, and you're stuck, and you really have no clue what to do, then just, again, pick a rule book, start reading a rule book, do a list, you can do your list as well. I know a lot of people do that. If you play any D&D, that's the kind of, well, not when you're on meds, but when you don't have anything to do, like, you can start, if you're especially if you're a DM, you can start working on your character's next adventure, on your player's next adventure, or if you are a player, then you can start working on your next character, like what class you want to be and all this. So yeah, there's always stuff to do when you're if you really want to, you can find a way. But yeah, that was not very productive, so yeah. But still, try to keep the streak going. Yeah. So, shoutouts. You have a few, I saw.
Okay, right. I'm going to start at the bottom, because I want you to have a look at that link.
Okay. I didn't even see there was a link.
Oh yeah, there's a link. New. I found that this morning.
Why is it that redirecting? Yeah, redirect me. Come on. Is that a transparent?
Nope.
It's not transparent?
Nope.
It's just painted?
Yep.
Shit.
Yep.
Holy moly, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah.
Cool. That's pretty
Alright.
cool. I'll need to think about putting the picture up because that's really cool. Alright, cool, nice. Nice.
After that, we've got Zakdarkarts. He's been having a rough couple of weeks, so if you're on the Instagrams, just go and like bomb him, shower him in good vibes, because
Alright, well, sorry to hear, dude.
just be nice to people. If
Shit.
they're having a rough time, pick them up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't think that's...
do that, especially this time of year.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is like...
Gets a
yeah,
bit seasonal.
I think we suck as a species, so... anyways, that's a discussion for another time.
And on to nice things.
I'm sorry. But when you see some shit posts everywhere, you're like, come on.
Christmas,
people,
Christmas, good times, happy things.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll say that. Yeah, Christmas. Yay.
So we've got Skugga76 on 800 days, which is great.
Cool.
We've got Simonsaysmakepaintplay on 700 days, which is
Nice.
pretty good. We've got G4AC _ Ride-On.
Right on.
Ride-On's a Pokemon? 200 days, anyway.
You sure?
It's definitely 200 days. Christopher.nelson.mn on 100 days. So, congratulations to them on their first major milestone.
Whoop whoop.
We like big, round numbers. We've got Fire Ruffles on 800 days. We have Nerfknight on 800 days. We've got Personalpocketdimensions on 800 days.
Cool.
We've got Galenartorius, who I've only just seen pop up on my feed, and they've just reached a year, and I'm like, thanks, Instagram.
Yeah, I tried Instagram. God. You know, like, okay, as much as I hate Twitter right now, and it's just ridiculous and all the crap that's going on, and a lot of, like, a lot of negativity shit that you can see on it on Twitter. Man, that interface on Instagram, oh fuck, I hate it so much. Like, it's horrible. I cannot find anything. I cannot, like, it just, I have a thing that tells me that I have a notification. I cannot even find the freaking notification. I'm like, where the hell is it? And then all of a sudden it pops and I'm like, alright, sure. I don't even know what I've done. Like, it's ridiculous. I'm sorry, but they need to work on that. Sorry.
Sometimes Instagram doesn't tell me when people have DM'd me.
Oh, wow. Yay. That's nice.
Sometimes I'll be DMing with somebody.
Thank you, Obama. I don't know. Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be DMing with somebody and I'll read all of their stuff, and then like 20 minutes later Instagram will be like, hey, this person sent you a message. I'm like, oh, okay, we still talking? No, it's
we're
just
not.
the message
It's just
I've already
the message,
read.
yeah,
Cool.
from 20 minutes ago, yeah.
Dana Howe,
Woohoo!
small person, nobody's ever heard of her. 1,400 days. So
Damn, nice. Oh,
Dana
I
is
missed
getting
that.
up there. She's getting up there on
Yeah, I
the
missed it.
the big leads.
Shit.
And Jadamviklund on 700 days, who I was talking to this morning, and it seems he's in a similar sort of situation to you weather-wise.
Oh, wow. Cool. Where is he?
I didn't look. I just went, oh wow, that's cold. And he went, yep, it's going to get colder. I was like, shit.
Not for me. Which is what a lot of people say, but yeah. It's, again, not that bad. And I know it sounds weird when I say that, but It is pretty dry here.
Yeah.
So it actually does not feel bad. Last time it was barely -6 or something like that. And freaking hell, it was cold. It was so humid and so windy that it felt like it was -40. You know, it was just crazy, and it was ridiculous, and we were just like completely freezing. It was nuts. And that is kind of what happens, but yeah. All right. Keep going. Is that it?
That's it.
That's it. Yay.
That's it.
All right.
There may have been some other people on Twitter, but I was not paying attention.
Yeah, I did not really. Again, I was not really on social media that much, as you can understand.
Yeah.
So yeah. Why are you so dark on one side? It's gonna be weird. I think it's gonna look cool
Uneven
anyway.
toasting.
But yeah. So as I mentioned at the beginning, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over what we did this past year. So
your list looks a lot more organized than mine.
I tried. Because
yours has got bullet points. Mine's just a big
it's because
block
I
of
realized
text.
no, but it's because I realized that, you know, I was like, oh hey, I started doing this, that was MCP, and I was doing this, and then I went back to this, which was, you know, so I was doing Frostgrave, and then I went back to Frostgrave, and then I did Silver Bayonet, and then I went back to, so because I went back and forth between different projects, I ended up putting bullet points of like, hey, this is still the same. And because when I was like, oh, that's a new project, I put a new bullet point. And then I had to go back, then I put at the end of the first bullet point, and then I went to this one, and then to this one, and this one, and this one, and then I was adding stuff at the end, basically. That's how I did it, so. And that's why it's like this. So yeah. Do you want to go for it then?
Oh, I might as well. So, beginning of the year, I finished and then debuted my secret project.
Yep, remember that.
That was this year. I started painting the what's it called? Realmscape expansion terrain sets for the new Age of Sigmar. So I got I did the Nexus Siphon, first couple of recordings we did. I then painted a Knight Rector and Lotaris Sarin custom model for somebody from the Harlow Game Club. I painted a Lord Castellan with Gryph-hound, a Stormstrike Chariot for the new Stormcast Eternals models. I did 6 dumb wizard hat objective markers for my Thousand Suns secret project, which I then took to an event.
Nice.
First event back after COVID, a one-day Centurion event for Attrition Games. Played some great people, including our friend and yours, Curtis Spears from the Throwing Dice podcast.
Cool.
And then I got COVID at that event. I painted 2 Guardian Idol terrain pieces from the aforementioned Realmscape expansion set. I did a Knight Judicator with Gryph-hounds. I started a Land Raider for my Thousand Suns project. And that is... I got distracted. I did a second set of Fulminators, so I'm got 2 sets of 2. I painted an Apothecary for my Thousand Suns. I started an Osiris Dreadnought for my Thousand Suns, which is there. I haven't finished him yet. I did 2 sets of 5 Vanguard Hunters for Stormcast. I did the Anasta Malkorian Vampire Lord, which was don't remember what she was for. I think she was a Warhammer Day miniature. But whatever.
Yeah.
I did some Vanguard Paladors. I built 2 sets of Desolators. And I think I've primed them as well, but I haven't done anything with them yet. I built a load more Sekhmet for my Thousand Suns, and I started painting them up. They're not finished.
That's gonna be a recurring thing for me too.
Well, a lot of this Thousand Suns stuff was right. I'm building up from the Centurion list to a full game list, and then all the rules changed, and none of that stuff
was relevant anymore. Yeah.
I mean, it's relevant.
Yeah, still,
it just
but
does.
It's just
When you need to have a certain unit type to score objectives, and none of the stuff in your list was that unit type, you're like,
cool.
Kind of takes the wind out your sails.
Cool. I didn't waste my time. Cool.
Yep. I mean, it all looks pretty. So after that, I did another event. I did a 2-dayer at Attrition Games, saying basically goodbye to first edition Heresy, because at that point we didn't know when it was coming out, but we knew it would be coming out around the summerish. So I took my first Iron Warriors list down there and just said goodbye to the old girl, as it were. Bumped a unit of sectors for Stormcast up to a full proper loadout. Thanks Mortal Realms magazine for providing random amounts of random models. I started the 2021 Boxing Day model. Just this lad here. I haven't finished him yet.
Alright.
Baller and Burke, Rat Hunters. Where is it? Where am I up to? And then it was my brother's birthday, so we went up to Warhammer World. I played him there, and I built and painted the Warhammer World exclusive Stormcast Eternals Knight Errant Questor, who turns out is pretty angry. He did really well in the Halloween game that I ran. I built and painted 2 sets of 2 Tempestors for Stormcast Eternals. Built a second Vindictor unit, which is primed and sat in my stuff to paint box. Stripped a load of old 54mm metal Inquisitor models. I'll do something with them next year. I then went to the Hobby Rooms midweek Annihilation 2-day Age of Sigmar event in sunny Stockport, which was great fun, by the way. I won 2, lost 3, came 13th out of 23 people. So I reckon I did pretty alright. Did better at that than I do at most of my Heresy events. Built and painted a Lord Ordinator with Grand Hammer. I hit 600 followers on Instagram. I was going to put how many I got on Twitter, but
cool.
I forgot to do that. So, I don't know. Whatever. Built and painted 2 sets of 5 Vigilers, which are great dynamic archer models for Stormcast Eternals. I did another 10 Liberators, Gavril Shoreheart, and 10 Vanquishers for Stormcasts.
Mm-hmm.
I painted a Knight Vexler with Stormbringer pennant, and a lot of that came with me to Whitney Warhammer 2, which was a fun and interesting 2-day narrative Age of Sigmar event in Oxfordshire.
Cool.
I mean, I got my pants punched off there, but it's a narrative event, so doesn't matter. I think I won 2 of those.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, it was a great laugh. I got shouted at.
That's all you need.
I started a Domicile Shell terrain piece. I was like, yeah, I'm going to paint this on the stream. And I
painted some of it.
got distracted.
And I'm sorry, the
Paint.
heater is turning on, but
It's
I
cold.
am not turning it off.
Yes. I painted, built and painted, I believe, 2 sets of 3 Grand Hammer Annihilators for Stormcast. Smashy, smashy, smashy. I painted up Karazai the Scarred, the big scary dragon from the Stormcast. Did the Axe Praetor from the new 30k box, because that's basically when the new Heresy came out mid-year. I got most of the way through painting Magnus the Red, and then it got too hot to paint, so I started picking other things up, and then I haven't got back to him yet. Oops. Painted a Fun God Cave Shaman, because somebody came down to the club to sell some stuff, and I was like, that's a horrid little goblin man. And he looks fun to paint, so I bought him and painted him. I built a second Vanquisher squad. I think they might even be primed. Good job, me. Built and painted Steelheart's Champions, because they did a major order set on the old Warhammer Underworlds models that I hadn't got, so I bought some of those. I built a tactical squad for my 1000 Suns, my secret, not secret anymore project. I think I've primed those. There'll be the 1 scoring unit in that army when I get it finished. I did a Calth Contemptor for the 1000 Suns, because it's old and it's just going to sit there and go, I'm a Dreadnought. Got the Year 1 Warhammer Plus model built and painted. He's up there. He's staring down at me, waving an axe at me, holding one of my Stormcast heads. Well, he's holding a Stormcast head, and I've painted it up to be one of my Stormcasts.
Nice. Nice touch.
And this is where I started doing my drop port army. So I've got 2 Deathstorm drop pods built and painted. I finished the Iron Warriors Resin Contemptor that's been on my desk forever. I have built and painted 2 regular drop pods. I did a Volkite Moritat and 2 Jump Apothecaries for my Flying Circus list. Converted, built and painted a Smash Praetor in Terminator armor. He is in my drop fort list. He's running around and smashing people. It's great fun. I built and painted the new plastic Contemptor. I magnetised all the weapons of that. I've got a couple of the weapons left to do. It keeps falling apart though.
Huh.
The legs keep falling off.
Is the... Oh.
And that's weird.
Huh.
Where am I? Built and painted
The legs are not magnetized, right?
No, they're ball socket joints.
Yeah.
So I've just plastic glue all in there, and it's just gone. Nah, can't be bothered. Built and painted 2 Dreadnought drop pods. Built, magnetized, and then painted the Charybdis Assault Claw, which was an undertaking. Attrition Games, my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th event of the year. I've been to 5 events. Wow.
Cool.
The War for Xantaurus Part 1, where I took my Flying Circle list and I got absolutely dunked on. It was great. I built 2 Stormdrake Guards, so when it's not shit out, I will get them primed up, because I'm really excited to put them on the table and start smashing my friends with dragons. I got the 2nd Secretary unit up to the correct loadout. I did the Lord Arcanum on foot from this kit for my 5-year streak. And then in the last 3 weeks since last time we recorded, so this is all new stuff for you guys, I built and painted 10 Iron Warriors Despoilers. don't know why I've got 2 Dreadnought drop pods on there, because I've already done those. Whatever. I built 10 Havocs / Heavy Support Squad. Don't know what they're going to be yet. They're just going to slot into a list as either, depending on whatever. Did the second with the regular drop pods that I mentioned earlier, and I've started this this Taurolon. What do you think?
Cool.
It's a big black, blue, purple bull Pegasus.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's like, is it a Pegasus or is it a...
It's called a Taurolon, so it's a bull Pegasus with a big whippy tail.
Cool. That's pretty cool.
For some reason. Right.
Age of Sigmar?
Age of Sigmar.
Stormcast?
Stormcast.
They have some cool shit.
Oh,
I like the Griffel Lion, whatever they want to call it.
Griffhound.
Yeah.
Chargers.
Yeah.
Griffhounds are the small ones. Griff Chargers are the bigger ones that some people ride. Up from that, you've got Dracolines, which are Dragon Panthers. And then you've got Dracoths, which are Dragon Horses. And then you've got, up from them, you've got the Taurolon. Up from that, you've got the Storm Drakes, which are the new ones. And then you've got the Star Drakes, which are the big centerpiece models that are horribly overpointed for the game. They're like 500 points, and they're hot garbage. And it annoys me, because they're pretty and beautiful.
Cool.
I'm going to shut up before I start ranting about ranting about that. You've got a big list to go through.
Who, me? Nah. It's a lot of the same. Alright, well, pretty impressive. Good job.
I was putting that list together, and I was like,
hey, I've done a few things.
You forget how much stuff you can get done in a year.
It's funny is when you go through it and you're like, oh shit, I forgot I did this. Where is it?
That was this year?
No,
I built that and I primed that. Probably do something with that.
No, but yeah, there was one that was like, huh, what did I do with this piece? Where is it? I still don't have no freaking idea, but I will need to actually look for it. Because I saw that I actually painted a sci-fi building, and I have no fucking idea. I have no idea where it is. None whatsoever. So I need to...
It's dropped into the void.
I need to check where it is, because I have no clue. Alright, well...
Oh, before you do that as well...
Well, finish, because I'm just finishing my jackal. It's done.
Yeah.
Yay, done.
I got my Hobby Vices through the posts. What was it? 3 days ago. So cool. Friday.
Nice.
So for those who aren't in the know, Hobby Vices is something organised by Hobby Vices. It's an internationally organised and put together Secret Santa for hobbyists and wargamers.
Nice.
So the guy I sent mine to has received his package, but he hasn't opened it, so I'm not going to keep on that. But I was matched to a guy on Instagram called the Dakar Shack.
Okay.
So he sent me a Stormcast Sequitur that they give away in the stores to get people to start painting. So he's right here. My plan for him is I'm going to paint him up as somebody else's Storm host, just as a painting exercise.
Cool.
Because I've got enough Sequiturs. It's good.
You're good. I don't need any more.
I got a pretty sweet pin badge. Hold that up there so people can see that.
Oh, I put it in front of your t-shirt so it doesn't. Here we go. Yeah, because it cool.
So that's a evocator for a Stormcast. I got some pretty nice white and gold RPG dice.
Nice.
I opened those and went, those are actually pretty sick. So when my DM is back to health and starting running games for us again, I will take those down to her, and she'll make me roll them to avoid dying, and then I'll die. That's normally how that works.
So side note, I don't know if I've been watching Dimension 20.
Okay.
Which is a
it's a D&D actual play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I watched the first season that they did. Man, it was good. It's Brendan Milligan, yeah. He pulls shit out of his butt like he goes on a freaking rant for 20 minutes on something he pulled out of his butt. Because you can see it in his eyes, like, someone is going, oh, what if I do this and this and this? And he's like, fuck, I didn't prepare this. You could see it in his eyes. And then it goes, whonk, and it just starts going. And you're like, holy schmoly, how is he coming up with that shit on the fly like this? It's just nuts. On
like the other shows for like Dropout and College Humor that he's in.
Yeah. He does the same. Like he goes on some. Yeah, sometimes
like, right. This is just stuff that he's got in his head.
Yeah, it's freaking nuts. Like he's really good. But anyways, all right, keep going. Sorry.
I got a set of what looks like Warlord Games plastic Normans.
All right.
Because I mentioned that I play Saga. So they're like, oh, cool, get him some Saga stuff.
Alright, nice.
So I've got literally no idea what I'm going to do with them, but I'll find something to do with them.
Right.
It might just be a fun project to paint. Who knows? I got some Iron Warriors Chaos Space Marine transfers. So if I ever feel like sliding a little bit more down the timeline from Horus Heresy towards the scouring or towards like actual proper 40k, then I'll have some stuff there to make my guys look a little bit less heresy and a little bit more chaosy.
Cool.
And some Mark IV shoulder pads. So I don't know what I'm going to do with them, because Mark III is the best armor mark. But if I ever find something that only comes in Mark IV and I need to add it to my army, then I've got some shoulder pads ready to go. That's cool.
Nice.
And apart from that, there were some sweeties, and the quote-unquote main present was a box of Adeptus Custodes Custodian Wardens, which are a 40k kit for the Adeptus Custodes.
Cool.
So, in the Horus Heresy rules, there's a unit called Heteron Guard, which is basically these guys. So I'm going to make these up as Heteron Guard with Guardian Axes, and then when the new people to Horus Heresy at the club have got themselves nice and comfortable playing against Space Marines, I'll just BAM! Custodians.
Nice.
You thought your Space Marines had too many special rules. BAM! Custodians.
Cool.
So, yeah, that's going to be keeping me busy for a lot of next year, I think.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Nice.
Jeez. Cool.
So yeah.
Alright.
Just because there's no other real good place to slot that into the show.
No, that's...
Jump in there
yeah.
while I was...
That's nice. No, but that's nice to get stuff. Why you didn't wait for Christmas to open them? Come on.
I got excited.
Alright, well, so my year in painting. So at the beginning of the year I was still doing a lot of MCP. So I primed Dormammu, Blade, Moon Knight, which Dormammu is, well, and Terrain. Dormammu is still not painted. Blade is painted. Moon Knight is not painted. All of them are primed, but they are not painted. Well, assembled and primed, but not painted. I Miss Marvel, which is still have no idea if I painted her. I think I did. I painted Jean, Cable, finished Spider-Man, the second one, not the first one. And now I have a third one, now that I think about it. So now I have, yeah, one. There was a new Spider-Man with the Amazing Spider-Man, where he's jumping over the explosion. That was the second one, and now there's the new one, which I just assembled, part of the rival panels. I finished Blade, Hulkbuster. I did the tiny Hulkbuster inside Hulkbuster, but the big one I tried twice and fucked up, and I need to strip it still because I really don't like it, and I need to just sit down and think of a plan to actually tackle that one. Then I did a lot of Silver Bayonet. It's probably the most stuff I painted for a game. I did the French unit. I did werewolves, some markers, Hobgoblin, Spectre, slash Ghost, because they're, it depends on how you want to call them. Some vampires, cultist, sprite, a giant bat, scarecrows. So living scarecrow, I actually did one before that was 3D printed. A lot of those were 3D. Well, everything except the French unit was 3D printed. Except that then after that, the vampires, I actually ended up doing them. There was the ones that came in as a box also from North Star military figures. Cultist, Sprite, Bat, Scarecrow, I said. Revenant, I did some Revenants before, but then I ended up actually, printed some but never painted them, but then painted the one that are the actual Revenant again from the box. Some other Tombstone, those were markers Tombstone. I did a Ogre that actually was a troll, and a troll that still is a troll. All those from Yasashi. I printed a lot of his 3D models. I did the Living Armor, the Black Dog. So I have almost I think I'm pretty close to having everything that I need. I did the Goblins, which were again a pack, so those are metal figures. So I did those Goblins. What do people want? What?
Hi.
Hi? What do you want? No.
Hi.
Hi. Bye.
I was just gonna say hi.
Sorry, kiddo. They're home now because they're on break. So then I did the Bandits. So the Bandits, first they came in with... they were Spanish guerrilla, and then they actually came out with proper bandits, so I painted the actual bandits, which they're not all fully painted. I got, let me see, 2, 4, 5, 6 are painted, and then there's a few more, 2, 4, 5 that are not painted, so those I need to paint. I did some bedrolls. I did an entire board, and that took me quite a big chunk of, yeah. And I actually gonna go back to the board because of what I'm gonna get for my Christmas, which I know I shouldn't know, but I know. I know I'm getting a static grass applicator. Ooh, yeah. And a good one too, not the cheap Chinese crap. So I was like, ooh, that's nice. So yeah, so I'm gonna definitely go back to the board and just static grass some of it. So I'm gonna spice it up a little bit. But I was pretty happy. It was the first board I ever made. It's over there with some trails and some water, and I was really happy about it. So again, a lot of terrain as well. I did a little cottage. I did some animals. I did some rocks. I did some fields. I did a lot of 3D and handcrafted terrain for Silver Bayonet, and technically will work for a lot of other games because it's just, you know, grass and plains and trees and shit. So did some tombstone for it as well as markers, but they needed tombstone, so I did tombstone 3D printed as well. And that's about it for Silver Bayonet. And I did play 3 scenarios already of the Silver Bayonet. And the next one that I needed was the goblins and the bandits, I think. And this is why I painted the bandits and the goblins, so I should be able to do those. And yeah, it's the only game actually in all this. No, and then, well, we'll get to the other one, but that's one of the 2 games that I played this year. And then Frostgrave. I didn't do much on Frostgrave. I had done by the end of last year all the crew, warband, sorry, they're called, I think, in Frostgrave. So I have like 30 plus soldiers and some wizards and apprentice. And I did a a really big frost giant, which again is probably somewhere up there. And some other dude for it, and skeletons, a lot of skeletons because I needed those. Then I put issues with 3D printer, because that took a lot of my fucking time. The FDM, I had a bunch of issues with clogged nozzle, most of it. I had at one point a nozzle that actually like fell off. It was moving up and down, it was not secured. So the whole print head, every time it was doing the leveling, was just completely skewed, and it took me a while to figure out what was wrong. Changed my FEP film on my resin printer probably 2 or 3 times. And had to redo the protection on the screen because some resin came on it and everything. So that was a pain. Last year during that time, I was doing a Star Wars diorama of Luke slashing down the Dark Troopers in the hallway from the Mandalorian, which I finished, and it was a gift to a friend that loves Star Wars. Then I did some Star Wars Legion stuff. I ended up stripping the Rebels and the Stormtrooper that I had from the original starter set. I ended up priming all the Stormtroopers and actually painted one of them. But yeah, I did a lot of 3D printing of 2D wall art. So I have a Iron Man, Spider-Man, Captain America shield, Stan Lee, and on the other side Mandalorian, Yoda, Millennium Falcon, and Darth Vader and Luke fighting. So I made those, and I made some videos on how to do those as well. I remember how to do that quickly. So really cool, really happy about those. Then, alright, so if you know, you know, there is a book for kids that's called Fart Quest. Yes, Fart Quest, it's funny, blah blah blah, potty humor, but my kids actually love those books. He's read the first 3, he's gonna get the 4th one for Christmas. And what they did for the 3rd one, I think it was, they actually did a small kind of like D&D little adventure, like a one-off adventure based on the game and everything, and you could download it for free. I did buy the minis from, there was a one sculptor that was associated with them that was like, hey, if you want the minis, here are the minis. So I did the minis of that, and actually also a minotaur, owlbear, some spiders, some bugbears, some slime, like a whole bunch of other minis that I got from, mostly I think from Yasashi, like the minotaur, the owlbear, the bugbear for sure. The slime and the spiders I think are just free online that you can find. And we actually, I actually ran a small game of Fort Quest, and it was fun, and it was fun, and they got to the end. One died, but it was okay because they just needed to get to the end. All right, then, and this I put. So I worked a lot on 2 games this year that I'm designing. So game 1 and 2, I put on there. 2 is what I've been working a lot more on than the game 1. Game 1, I'm still torn because I think there's a lot of things that won't work on the tabletop game. So and that's coming from game 2 issues that I ran into. I don't know how many freaking hours I spent on those. I'm pretty sure, game 2 especially, I'm pretty sure I'm like 100 hours in at least, if not more, of like just going back and forth and redoing the rules. But I also did a lot of minis and painted a bunch of minis for game 2. So I did some kit bashing because I cannot find what I needed. So I did 3D printed one thing, 3D printing another thing, cut the head, use the head on the other one, and so on. I could have done it electronically, but it was easier to just take a hacksaw and just hack the head and put it on the other one and use some green stuff. But anyways, and then lots of PMC, military, militia, and similar. And so that's when also I started backing Spectre Miniatures. For those who don't know, Spectre Miniatures, they do Spectre operations, which is a rule of like modern military. So I've done a lot of those, printed a whole bunch of them, and I'm printing even more. I have like 2 plates that are ready to print. I just need to, again, I haven't had time to sit down and just go through that. I did print and painted some hazmat guys. So you got those guys, which are no weapons, just the basic hazmat dudes. And then some guys that are SAS with gas mask, and which I painted actually like in blue and stuff like that to be kind of hazmat guys as well. That's mostly for Zona Alpha. I put a maybe in there. I need to put together. I have some other guys that are, well, I painted a couple also this year. A guy with the flamethrower and all this, that with the gas mask and stuff that I could use for Zona Alpha. I really need to decide and get on with playing a couple of games of Zona Alpha. And
some guys played some Zona Alpha a couple of weeks ago at the club.
Cool, yeah. It's nice. I mean, I've seen Ash do a lot of it, and it's really fast paced, and so yeah, it's I'd like to get, like, there's a few games that I would like to get into, but I'm like, I need to finish a whole bunch of stuff before. There's that. There's Don't Look Back, Lunar, both from Black
Blacksite?
Black's yeah Black Site, yeah. Black Site Studio, yeah. So those two games I really wanna like. The Don't Look Back looks really, really fun to play. But anyway, so yeah, so then Corvus Game Terrain, I have a lot of his 3D models, and I printed the gas station, not painted, construction site fully, not painted, sci-fi building, which actually is not from Corvus Game Terrain, is from Imperial Terrain, so it's more of a Star Wars looking.
Right.
Which I saw the picture finished and is completely painted, and I have no idea where it is. So I will have to look for it. I was like, I finished this. Wow. Where is it? I printed and primed a...
Like Gandalf in Moria. I have no memory of this.
I have printed a house, like a pretty long house, like suburban house, pretty long one. That one is down there.
Yeah, we know where that one is.
I can see it. Yes, this one is prime black, and this one was a Kickstarter. Then I ended up going on vacation for the first time in a long time, so I printed a paint pal for Corvus Game Terrain, which is a container where you can put your paints and brushes and stuff, so you can take them on a trip with you. And I am trying to figure out what I've done with it. It's in that shelf. So that also super useful. Ended up taking it. So I had two sides. One side was the paints and the stuff like that. That was in the suitcase. And then another side which was with me, with brushes and models and stuff like that, which I could take with nothing that would be confiscated or being an issue. I only took plastic models because I figured that if I was taking metal models, they might have been a pain.
Oh.
So yeah, so that was good. And then I ended up taking a few models, painted a few models during the trip, and it was again way of keeping the streak going. I designed a lot of crap on 3D. A lot of 3D models, some of it which I've painted, some of it I did not yet. I did some sci-fi bases, which I've printed in 25, 32... I don't know if I printed 40 millimeters, but... so I designed those, printed some, put a lot of stuff on it, models. I did some drones, sci-fi and non-sci-fi drones. I did some crates, boxes, turrets, folded and unfolded, a drone operator case, some bench, some barrels, a bus stop, a sci-fi sign, a sci-fi turret, a weird alien scanner, some markers, which actually were... like I did some markers for wound markers and things like this, both for my games, and then also some where you can put a die in it, like a 10-sided, 12-sided, or 20-sided die. I printed a few of them. Some of it I've done it for my game too, and then when I looked at how many dice I was freaking using to track so much crap, that I actually had to go back and overhaul a lot of things and reduce the number of markers, because that's the worst thing that the thing that I hate is...
You don't want to be tracking...
Markers, trackers...
So many
no. I mean, it would have worked awesome in a video game.
Yeah.
Like a tactical, like a strategy, tactical, turn-by-turn video game, like a XCOM equivalent.
Yeah.
Because I could have, like... the computer would be tracking all that shit, so you don't worry about it. But once it starts going on the table, then it just does not work. So I had to rework a big chunk of the core mechanics that I really loved. But because it didn't work, it just made no sense to keep it.
So what you do is you take those mechanics out and you put them in a file called mechanics I'd like to put in a game someday.
Yeah. I was thinking about and being in bed and not doing shit. I thought about some of it actually. It was funny because I'm like, well, there's some stuff that I can do that would be, hey, this is how it is, the base game. If you want to make your life complicated, here's the extra rule you can play with. And you will add this and this and this and this. Instead of having one stat for something, now you have 3. And if you want to track those 3, here you go. Those are the rules for it. I thought about it. I might do it. I don't know. But right now, the way I streamlined it, I really like it. I think I'm not going to touch that mechanic now because I went through probably 4 iterations total on the fighting mechanics and the fury and blah 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 whatever. So those went probably through like 4 iterations, and I think that I nailed it on the 4th try. But again, I still need to run, and with my kids at home, I might try to see if we have time to do some tests on it. What else? So I did some rulers, which are not anywhere near me. Like the one side you have you have like 6 on one side, 2 this way, and then 4 that way, and then with my JG on it and stuff like that. So designed those, printed a few so you can use for the game. And I had some also for game 1, some shooting range markers going from 0 to 18 inch. So yeah, so I made those as well. I started building a city board with some city tiles, and I think I put that down the way, but I actually ended up doing and I don't know if it's anywhere near. I ended up doing a tutorial on how to make tarmac, asphalt.
Yes.
Because I did not like, I could not do a texture, and there was a lot of shit that was like really not working on my thing, so I ended up trying to find a way, and I'm like, oh, what if I tried this? And then I tried, and it worked, and I liked it, and then I did a little tutorial on that, and posted the video, so you can find it probably somewhere down in past videos that we did. And then a mount for the mic so that it does not take the boing vibration of anything that I touch on my table. And then, which I think is lower down somewhere, but paint. So I received the Duncan paints, and I did a mount for the Duncan paints, where I could put all 63 of them and the 3 empty bottles, so 66 total. So yeah. Then I did Space Station 0, which is the game from Snarling Badger, Uncle Adam, and Mr. Vince Venturella. Vinny V. And so I did a crew based on some minis that I already had for Stargrave. I have a whole bunch of boxes for Stargrave, and I still have, this is all Stargrave little doodles. North Star Military Figures, they make a lot of Stargrave stuff, boxes, different boxes, crew 1, crew 2 now, which I don't have, and then soldiers, troopers, and things like this. So I ended up doing a crew with some funny names based on movies, sci-fi movies, and TV shows and stuff like that, and even video games, which it was really funny. I am still working currently on the board, so I have a few of tiles like this, which are painted and grimmed up. All of them are painted this way, this color, which is like gunmetal, dark gunmetal, which I pretty much like used a rattle can to do that, and then I started weathering them, and I have, I think, not quite half, but close to half done. And I'm still working on those. Once in a while, I just do one. So then when we played with my son, we ended up doing the medbay one. So I needed medbay instrument, which I printed, painted, all in about 2 hours. I really threw them down and just went on with it. And some med droids. And then Anvil Industries made some mutants, which I ended up printing. I printed them, but they were in multiport, and when you put them together, it sucks. So I ended up going back, putting them together in Mesh Mixer, and printing them as one piece. And they came out awesome, and they are... I've seen them right here. And they are all painted. Let me see if I can show it too. Yay, there's 4 of them. And there's another few there. 5, 6, another 2 here. And yeah, I made them, I really like them because I had a mix of contrast paint, the new paints. Oh, and there are 2 more there. So yeah, I've got a bunch of them. So the new Duncan Road paints, some contrast paint. I went back on top of it with some highlights on like really different colors and stuff like that. So they really pop, and they kind of fit now with the theme of Space Station Zero. People who don't know, Space Station Zero is pretty flashy, colorful, which I done. So it's funny because the terrain is not at all, but the minis are super flashy, so they actually pop on the board. So this is pretty cool. And then yeah, so that was it. Then Infinity. So I was talking about Infinity. I actually ended up painting 2 Infinity models. One I really like, and one I fucking hate so much that he's gonna go deep in paint thinner. Well, LA Totally Awesome to just strip it because sorry, because it's just horrible. I don't know how it came so bad. It's just one of the worst paint job I've done in ever. And I just don't like the color. The mini is awesome. It's just the color I've used on them just don't work, and it's horrible. And I initially painted it for Space Station Zero, and I ended up like nope. And then I went the Stargrave route instead of Infinity. I have tons of Infinity minis. For those who didn't follow, I have the Defiance Kickstarter. So I have tons of Infinity minis. I think I have enough to actually play Code 1. And this is why also I was looking at Code 1. I printed the dragon from...
Dragon!
Yasashi. So there he is. I've cleaned it a bit. I still need to go back on it because there's still some places I'm not really happy with the job I've done, but other than that, it is looking pretty good. The cleanup has been taking forever, and the joints and everything, just making sure I don't have any like gaps and stuff. I still have a gap on the wings, which pisses me off, so I need to go back and re-prime it again for the I don't know how many times now. I did a mask of a wolf for my daughter, which was just the jaw, which was a really cool mask. I ended up printing it, painting it, and then varnishing it with different matte varnish and satin varnish for the teeth and the gums, satin varnish to make it pop a little bit. And we ended up doing tombstones in foam for Halloween as well. Yep. And so that was pretty fun. Then yeah, that's it. And then very recently, because I was in bed and I couldn't do much, so I read the rule book, and after that I did a couple of, again, PMC and a VIP carrying a briefcase, and a PMC that I started before that, those two guys, and the rival panels, which I did an unboxing video, an assembly video, which I have not posted yet because I simply recorded it and I have not worked on it yet. And I got a new computer.
Yay!
Which right now I am waiting on my bonus for Christmas from work, which they told me I was gonna get in the mail. So cannot wait, because basically whatever the bonus is maybe plus or minus a couple hundreds depending on the bonus I have, which I'm guessing is gonna be more on the, I'm gonna need to add a couple $100 on it, but anyways, it will be a,
is that your graphics card?
Whatever graphic card I can get. Yep. So yeah, that's it for me also. So
cool.
Yeah. A lot of stuff. I realized that Silver Bayonet still have so much to paint on the Silver Bayonet. It's freaking nuts. Because I never got waved 4, I think it was. Which was a second unit of French, a second unit of British. I have the first unit of French, the first unit of British, so French, English, English, Spanish, Prussian, Russian, Austrian, Bandit, and then a whole bunch of other stuff, the goblins and the things. So I have, like, the only thing that I'm missing is that last one that came out. But except the French, nothing, well, except the French, the goblin, and blah blah. The other units are not even like prime, so yeah. So I need to, like, I will need to go through those and try to see, because I'm wondering if we can, because I've played solo, but I'm wondering if my son would be interested in playing. So that I don't know. But yeah, and then the other one was Space Station Zero, which again we've played a few games and I need to keep playing. So yeah, that's about it. Oh, and I completely forgot. I started on this little dude.
Little owl.
Yeah, it's for a friend. It's a snow owl, so I need to figure out how. Well, it's white, so, and then some brown and black, like staining on the tip of the feathers and everything. So I will have to work on that. It's primed with perfect gray, which is a good base, but I will need to actually do some white on it, which I'm not sure if I'm gonna use airbrush or if I need to find a nice white in rattle can, which
good luck with that.
Rattle can white, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Rattle can white is pretty shitty, so.
And then you have to have the perfect weather conditions for it, otherwise it will just shit
well
dead.
in here it's okay. Like in the garage, it's okay. Humidity is pretty low in Wyoming, so I'm not concerned. The temperature might be a bit. Shit. Oh my god. Did you just empty the resin in the... Oh, fuck. I don't want to know. I'm gonna pretend it's never happened. And yeah, so I don't... I might have to just airbrush my... so people who, if you want a really good primer, white, Pro Acryl,
yeah,
that white primer is awesome. The Vallejo one is not bad, honestly. You need to thin it a little bit, but it's not bad. But yeah, this one is really good. So yeah. Where is my other one? Yeah. So surface primer, white Vallejo is really good too. I like it. Before I really liked it, and then if you don't have any of those, white ink actually works really well. White ink is not chalky, so that's pretty much where we at. Alright, well, I'm gonna keep talking because I'm still in it. My news. So, 40k series on Amazon? Did you see that? Henry?
No. No.
Completely missed that one?
Completely missed that one.
So yeah, unless you've been living on a rock, Henry Cavill he's not gonna do The Witcher 3, which freaking sucks. And he's being replaced by somebody else because he was supposed to do Superman, and then they told him, no, you're not doing Superman. Which, I don't know who made that decision, but he's a dumbass. Because
that'd be James Gunn and Peter something or other.
Yeah,
they're taken over running like the DC movies. I get why they've done it.
Because they want a clear cut.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what I don't understand is then why he didn't go back and be like, and then they went and be like, hey, you're back on The Witcher and screw whoever. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's not fair to Liam Hemsworth, I think.
Yeah, the other one, like the brother. Yeah,
I mean, there's like 3 of them.
I've said it before. He should play Vesemir as a young Vesemir, like in the animated TV show of The Witcher, something Wolf. If you can find it, it's freaking awesome, and it's like a young Vesemir, and he's an asshole. Like, he's a proper dick, but he's awesome. So, like, he's a proper Witcher. Like, he's the definition of the Witcher. No feelings, no, don't give a shit, just want the money. Like, it is really good. The animated TV show is really good. Well, I think it's just like a couple episodes. Like, it's a very short series. But I think he looks more like him. Like, he would fit really well in that role because he looks like the young Vesemir in that TV show. Anyways, again, I don't, that's, so Ash from Guerrilla Miniature Games, they released a new podcast about Infinity. Honestly, if you don't play Infinity, just don't listen to it. Because I don't play Infinity, and I started looking into it, and I did not understand.
It all went whoosh.
Yes, I did not understand half of what they said. Even after reading the first episode, especially like the intro episode, the other episode, they started talking about lists, which is, again, some of the stuff went above my head. I read the Code 1 rulebook. Well, not full all of it, but partially, and so I understand more of the stuff now. But again, it's kind of niche. You need to know the rules if you really want to. So to continue in the Infinity thing, there is some new release, and I'll probably put some pictures on the screen. Some really cool model. There is a wolf, the wolf people. that from my understanding, when they turn into a giant beast, are pretty much unstoppable. So it's pretty funny. And that was about my news. I mean, there's not been that much other stuff, so that's it. That's it for me. And I'm looking at my thing, and I'm hoping that this is wrong. Is it 21st? I thought it was 23rd. Ooh, shit. I need to check. Alright. Anyways.
There are two things that have been revealed to me this past 3 weeks. So last week's Heresy Thursday was the Typhon Heavy Siege Tank, which is it's an update, basically.
Mm-hmm. I've seen that one with the giant cannon in the front.
Resin to plastic. I never had one in resin. I might pick one up in plastic.
Ooh, cool.
And then this year's Boxing Day miniature is for an army that I actually play.
Oh.
So we're 90% sure one of the books next year for Age of Sigmar will be the updated Flesh Eater Courts Battle Tome. And hopefully this is not going to be the only new Flesh Eater Courts model we get. But this is possibly some of the longest standing rumour engines that Warhammer community have put out have actually been revealed. I think when they revealed this last week, I think on Warhammer Weekly with Vince, they said it's been like 460 something days since the first rumour engine, which showed a piece of this model, was put out by Warhammer community.
Wow.
So, yeah.
He's a what? He's a Ghoul King?
He is an abhorrent Ghoul King with Crown of Delusion.
Cool.
So the Flesh Eater Courts, if you don't know, are absolutely insane vampires, and they're so insane that their insanity is contagious. So they're like all in loincloths and like scavenged pieces of armour, and they've got like pitted and rusted swords and long talons and stuff. But they think that they're shining noble knights. And they give great feasts to their courtiers and their lords. And if you were to look at that, it's just people just hands and knees shoveling rotten meat and offal into their faces, just blood everywhere. So like, all the heroes, apart from so you've got the abhorrent vampires at the top. All the next level of heroes down, their keyword is courtier.
Okay.
So they're part of the court, and then underneath them you've got the elite units. Their keywords are knights. So you've got big knights who ride horses. They're just big. They've got long legs, and you've got guys with big bat arms. They ride Pegasus knights.
Yeah.
And then you've got like the chaff units, which are serfs. So they sort of lean into like the feudal,
cool,
shining like King Arthur style or old fantasy Bretonian style in their heads.
In their heads, yeah.
But that kind of gets reflected out on the rules sometimes. I don't think actually the Crown of Delusion is actually mentioned in the book, the battle time. So that might be a new thing. That might be a spoiler.
Oh, cool.
There's a crown of something, but I don't think it's a Crown of Delusion. But I will be ordering that on Sunday.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's okay. Yeah.
Boxing Day, for those who don't know, is the day after Christmas.
Yup. Well, yeah, for you guys.
Yeah.
So cool.
I think actually my local Games Workshop is closed that day.
Okay.
So I might have to go to somewhere else. Or I might just go and show solidarity to my brothers and sisters in retail and just stay at home and not go out. But yeah, that's my news. There's not been that much exciting / still relevant to go over. So I'm looking forward to the New Year's releases and this week's Heresy Thursday. Maybe will be something. I think we've got 2 more Legions to do Mark 6 upgrade kits for, so that's probably going to be. It's probably going to be Thursday. Will be the Raven Guard and/or Alpha Legion stuff. But
Alright. Cool.
we are all revealed out so far, I think.
Alright. Well, how's your
My dude,
your
my little dude.
dragon?
So he's based out
Cool.
most of his actual stuff. I've not done his staff because I need somewhere to hold without rubbing all the paint off. I did a little bit on his base while you had to take a call. I just cleaned some of that out while I had the white out, and yeah, I should have him knocked out fairly quickly because he's just a dude. But the actual mount's got a couple of layers of dry brush to go on before it's done.
Cool.
And then
Well, and my little
and stuff.
Jekyll is looking pretty good.
I'll take your word for it. He's not in focus.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, close enough.
Anyways, looking good. Need to do the base, but other than that, it was pretty quick with contrast paint. I was not gonna worry too much. So yeah, one more. Probably, yeah, play a game now. So that's what I'm looking at. Well, I am gonna have to go get some groceries because we don't know what's gonna happen when temperature is gonna drop like freaking crazy.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
and I need to get the dog through the garage because I was still recovering. Took the dog down the steps of our deck, went in the garden, came back up, the dog went back up, I followed the dog. Did we just lose Skype?
No.
We just lost Skype for... It just went reconnecting on my side. Anyways, so I went down the steps, back up the steps, and when I went up the stairs, one of the step fell.
Huh.
And I went through it.
Ah.
And my legs are blue. Because I fucking hurt myself. Like, bad on the legs. Like, I have, like, bruises. Like, just massive bruise. So, yeah, that was awesome. And I was lucky enough to... That happened when I was going up the stairs and not down the stairs. Because that would have been bad. Because I would have face planted head first. I had I still have like my stitches and everything, but I would have done boom on the stairs and probably rupture something, if not inside also, but outside I'm pretty sure outside would have done it. And that was like, yeah, I was on the floor crying like a little bitch because I really hurt myself. Like, and the dog was licking my face because he was like, "What did I do?" And I was I had not hurt myself like this in a long time. And I was like, "Yay, awesome," because I was not in pain enough. So yeah. So now I have to take the dog through the garage because we're not using those until we can fix it. But with all the snow and crap, we need a few hours to fix that. And -10 outside, or even now, -1. Nope, I'm not staying more than 30 minutes or an hour outside. No way. So,
yeah.
Anyways, all right. Well,
dog, go poop, then come back. It cold.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody, for following. Hope you like, subscribe, as usual.
Thanks for being with us for another year.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, are we doing when will be the next? What is today? The next one will technically be on the 2nd, which is off here. So I'll have time if you have, Mr. Unless you're family or hungover or.
If I'm hungover on the 2nd,
I don't know.
It'd be a surprise. So don't drink.
But yeah, we can. We'll see. But so yeah, next time we record it will be New Year's. Well, it would be the 2023. So enjoy, everybody. New Year's, Christmas. Hopefully this will be out in on around Christmas. I'll try to get it out as soon as I can. And yeah, everybody enjoy, like, subscribe, and again, thank you, Liam. And yeah, we'll see you all next year.
Happy Christmas.
Bye.
Bye.